And welcome to the Ultimate French Wine Experience. My name is Vanessa Keran. I am the sommelier and wine educator here at Gérard Bertrand. Gérard and I are delighted to welcome you to Château L'Hospitalet during our 2020 harvest.
Yeah, of course, welcome. We are in the cellar of Château L'Hospitalet with Ghislain Cooks, who is a cellar master for more than 20 years, and with Charmian Moulin, who joined us 3 years ago. And of course, we cannot start a tasting before sharing some news, update news with you about 2020. We finished already the white at Château L'Hospitalet, and it's a great vintage for white because we keep the freshness, the acidity, the minerality. And for red, we are still in progress. But we have some grapes. You know, this is some Carignan, you know, and I like, maybe Vanessa, you can try it. We will finish the red between the 10 to 12 of October. That means we still have more or less 30% of the vines to pick up. We pick up all the grape by hand. And this is a long journey because we start already the 20th of August. Ghislain, may we try the Syrah from Château L'Hospitalet 2020? You know, we have taken the decision to share with you this tasting of 2020 because, as you know, we have to make a wish all together for a better world and for having the opportunity very soon to have not anymore a virtual masterclass, but a real one. Cheers.
Cheers. We are now in the tasting room of Château L'Hospitalet, where we are happy to always welcome wine lovers from all across the world. I trust all of you have received your wine samples and your tasting books, but before we start the tasting of the 10 delicious wines we have for you, Gérard, would you like to explain to us how you brought about this idea of the ultimate French wine experience?
Yeah, you know, we promote and we sell wine in 175 countries, and it was important for us to share our value. And also during OND, October, November, and December, to promote not only the white, but also the reds from different vintages, and also to promote the food and wine pairing. And I want also to explain during this tasting my commitment from the region, my passion for the south of France and the Languedoc and Roussillon terroir, and also my expertise of wine growers. And we will take also the advantage to explain to you our commitment for the biodynamic principle.
And now we have a video explaining a little bit biodynamics.
But before that, maybe I just want to say one more thing, because I just want to tell you that my story started in 1987 officially with my father. That means I am doing now my 34 vintages, but I start really in 1975 with Georges Bertrand. And my father was a pioneer. He was one of the first to believe about the potential of the region and to try to reveal the terroir. He was a visionary man, and he taught me, he coached me, and he gave me the opportunity to become a better person and also an expert of blending. My father was really an expert of blending, and of course, during the long journey since 33 years, I took also the opportunity to meet very exciting men like you know, Jean-Claude Berrouet, who was my master for aging wine, Marc Dubernay in the south of France, with whom I continue to work now, and with his son Mathieu. And of course, I took the advantage also to try wine all over the world. And now I am very clear about what we want to achieve there. And biodynamic, it's a part of this, because looking for excellence, working hard in the vineyard, also taking care of having only low yields, and waiting for the phenolic maturity, it's important. But more importantly, we have also to take care about the biodiversity, and also to use some ingredients that we use with the biodynamic principle in order to reinforce the taste of somewhere, which is critical for us, because all the wine you will be able to try tonight have very distinctive character. Mm-hmm. Maybe, Vanessa, we can share with you a video explaining our commitment for the biodynamic farming.
Enjoy.
Biodynamic principle changed my life. That changed my life because we don't use anymore any chemical products, number one. Number two, because the quality of the wine are better than in the past. And number three, because we like to share this message of new paradigm for taking care about the biodiversity in the world for customers. Biodynamic farming is a philosophy about organizing life, looking for balance and harmony between human being and nature. Biodynamic is also a natural and ethical approach to farming rooted in the teaching of Dr. Rudolf Steiner in 1920s. Steiner considered each vine as an individual. The role of the wine grower is to maintain the biodiversity and give each vine the force and the energy it needs so it can deliver the best of itself and grow in the good health without the use of any chemical products at all.
We work with the astral calendar of Maria Thun that determines the energy of each day of the year beyond the influence of moon, stars, and the cosmos. We prepare natural treatments by ourselves, for example, herbal infusions of stinging nettle, dandelion, yarrow. We dynamize and spray the preparations on the vineyard in very small quantities. The vine responds with healthier leaves, deeper roots, and grapes closer to the terroir authenticity.
With biodynamic farming, we reinforce the balance, the minerality, the aromatic complexity, the freshness, the harmony, and the energy of the wines. The wine could be a multidimensional experience, but also a sensorial or spiritual experience. Yeah, you know, biodynamic farming changed my life. Myself, I use homeopathic pills for more than 30 years. And when I read the book of Rudolf Steiner in 2002, first of all, I had to read it 3 times in a row. Because after the first time, I say, oh, this guy, he fly high. And we had to experiment. And with my team at Stigalus Estate, we start with 4 acres. And of course, and for 2 years, we experiment and we have seen the changes in the vineyard itself and also in the cellar. And the wine provide more, at this time, more freshness, more minerality. And at Stigalus, we increase the acidity of 50% in 5 years. We moved from 4 points of acidity to close to 6 points of acidity. It was spectacular. Now we have more acidity in this place than Burgundy. And of course, now we have moved from 4 hectares to more than 800 hectares. And now all our estates are turned to the biodynamic principle. And we are very happy with that. And we have a full team of 110 people dedicated all year long for this program. It's time now to start, Vanessa, with the Clos du Temple tasting. We have a short video to share with you because this is a new estate and this is really a unique place I want to help you to discover. At Clos du Temple, I like to wander through the vines early in the morning to experience the awakening of nature and the intense light of the new day.
Here, the old vines bring out the character of this amazing place. 8 hectares, 7 parcels. This is a unique terroir. It is a contact zone between schists and limestone, set below the curving lines of the surrounding countryside. This wine has been designed to mirror a temple. The foundations, Grenache. The columns, Cinsault. The walls, Syrah. The architecture, Mourvèdre. The roof, Viognier. It is aged in barrels to reinforce its structure and develop its depth and complexity. The bottle represents the temple, with geometric lines based on the golden ratio. The royal blue pays homage to King Louis XIV, a great admirer of Cabrillère wines.
Clos du Temple deliver a message. Terroir, time, transcendence. I hope you enjoy the video. It was important for me to create the most iconic rosé. This is not a marketing point of view at all. This is just because when I visit the place, I fall in love with the beauty of the terroir, and this terroir inspired me. I saw the very old Cinsault, the old Grenache, and I had an idea, and the idea was to create a rosé with an important potential of aging as a white. That's why, you know, we age the wine in oak, but we keep always 15 to 20% in concrete vats, because it's important to make a perfect blend, and we build the wine like a temple. That's why we explain that the foundation are the Grenache and so on. And I am happy also to use between 2 to 3% of Viognier, depending the vintage, because it develops the complexity of the nose. Let's try the tasting. Cheers. You see the color is light, is bright. The wine has been released only 3 months ago. I like the beautiful nose and the taste of white peach, apricot, and with some rose flowers. I like also the minerality, and we can say that, for my opinion, this wine is amusing because you salivate a lot in the mouth. And I like also the verticality and the depth. You know, the caudali are very important, and this is a wine you can drink now, but you will enjoy also in 5 to 10 years. And about food and wine pairing, what do you think, Vanessa?
So I would definitely pair this with lobster or some gambas, even some freshwater shrimp.
Yeah. I hope that it is a good start for you. And now let's move to Château Hospitalet White.
Thank you, Gérard. So now we are transporting you from Cabrières to La Clappe, where we're actually located today at Château Hospitalet. So here we are very lucky as we are surrounded by a beautiful terroir of limestone, garrigue, as well as a proximity to the sea. I believe we have a little video to show you so you can understand the context. So here we are on about 85 hectares of vine, surrounded by 1,000 hectares of garrigue. It's an actual protected and classified natural area protected by the French government. For those who don't know, garrigue is the low-lying aromatic brush. So it's mostly rosemary, thyme, wild fennel, juniper, and when you're here you can really smell it in the air. It's quite special. Because we're also close to the Mediterranean Sea, there's a lot of salinity in the air, which we find in the wine. The grape varieties here are Grenache Blanc, Bourboulenc, Vermentino, and Viognier. Bourboulenc is an indigenous variety of this area and does very well in the hot and dry climate that we have here, and it's quite late ripening. So winemaking wise, we pick our grapes very early in the morning. Of course, they're hand-picked. Everything is done using the biodynamic philosophy and methods. And let's taste together.
Cheers. You know, Vanessa, the Bourboulenc is very distinctive, and this is really the driver of quality of the wine from La Clappe, and we like to blend with Vermentino and Grenache Blanc to provide more complexity.
Absolutely. And I really find the Viognier also adds that beautiful white flower, a little bit of apricot on the nose.
I like also the taste of verbena. You know, this is something that we can drink also before going to bed. But I like the taste of verbena, and also I like the minerality in the mouth.
Absolutely. The minerality that we really get from these limestone cliffs that we have here, and also a salinity on the finish, which makes your mouth water and really wants you to pair it with some delicious food.
What do you think about the food and wine pairing, Vanessa, for this wine?
I think it's quite versatile. So you could go in the way of seafood, but as well some white meats, even some cream sauces. There's that really beautiful acidity that is very easy to pair with lots of different types of food.
Yeah, and the potential of aging of this wine is between 10 to 15 years, because as you can feel, the minerality come from the limestone. That means when you suck a stone here, you can have the same approach, because you feel in your mouth the salty taste coming from the terroir.
Absolutely.
Now let's move to the third wine, Château La Sauvageonne White.
So now we will transport you further north in the Languedoc to an area called Terrasse du Larzac. So here we're more close towards the Montpellier area. And this is an incredibly beautiful place surrounded by volcanoes on the plateaus of the Larzac, which is the end of the Massif Central. So here we have incredible terroirs because we have two very distinct type of soils where we have Château-la-Sauvageonne, we have schists, and we also have volcanic soils, these really red, almost black purple soils, which we call les ruffes. So the white Château-la-Sauvageonne Grand Vin Blanc.
Yes, you know, concerning the 2019 vintage, let me say some word. Because in 2018, vintage, we had a lot of rain during the winter. And then we had water and sun at every best moment. And we had fantastic weather conditions during the harvest. That means we can say that for both white and red, 2018 is an exceptional vintage.
Absolutely, absolutely, Gérard. So variety-wise here, we are on Grenache Blanc, Vermentino Viognier with a little bit of Roussanne added to the blend.
Yeah.
And the Roussanne adds these extraordinary aromatics. When we smell the wine, I get aromas of pear, of herbal tea. It spends 6 months in oak barrels with regular lee steering.
And we use also the biodynamic principle in Château-la-Sauvageonne since 2014. And that reinforces the acidity and a low pH. And the reason why that changed the minerality in the wine is because since you stop to use potassium, of course, you reinforce your acidity. It took more or less 2 to 3 years in order to see the change. And now we have a wonderful acidity in La Sauvageonne. And as you said, it's a blend between schist terroir and volcanic. And of course, you can guess the taste of the volcanic stones at the end of the tasting.
Absolutely. We say that biodynamics really magnifies the expression of the terroir, and I really feel like this happens here. And to segue with biodynamics, our next wine is really the birthplace of the adventure of biodynamics for Gérard, which is our Cigalius Blanc.
Let me explain to you the 2019 vintage. I forgot to explain to you for Clos du Temple, but you know we had rain during the winter, and then we had irregular spring temperature, and we had a hot summer. And we didn't have a lot of yields. That means it's a vintage with a lot of concentration. And during the harvest, the weather conditions were good. That's why you know it's good for rosé, white, and red. Of course, Cigalius, this is where I live with my wife and my kids. Sometimes my kids say, no, this is not where you live, but this is where you are supposed to live. Because as you know, normally I travel very often, but at this time, this is really where I live. And we are happy because we have done a great vintage this year. And the idea came for me to make a blend between Chardonnay, Viognier, and Sauvignon Blanc, because nobody did it in the past, and because it was exciting for me to keep and to blend the structure of the Chardonnay, the acidity of the Sauvignon, and the aromas of the Viognier. And making this blend is always exciting but also difficult because we have to be on the edge, you know, to try to blend all of them and to deliver the best message. Let's try the wine. You see the color is more gold, and of course with the Viognier we can find some notes of apricot, peach, but also some grapefruit. I like also the taste of almonds, and at the end you can guess also some vanilla.
Mention the freshness on this wine is quite astounding. We're really in the heart of the Corbière area, and those of you who've been here before will know that sometimes in the summertime we can reach 42 degrees in temperature. It's a very, very hot area in France, and to have this level of freshness, of minerality is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, in the mouth you can find also the complexity and the spicy taste. And this is a full body white. This is a white you can enjoy with an aperitif, but also, you know, with scallops. I do recommend this wine with scallops, also with chicken. It matches very well with chicken. And of course, you can have also different opportunity to share this wine with fish, different kind of fish, especially fish from the Mediterranean.
Absolutely. I just had it the other night with scallops, actually, with a passion fruit sauce, where it's really played well with the ripe notes on this wine. It was beautiful, perfection.
Now we will move to the red. Well, I explained to you when I fall in love with the beauty of the place at Clos du Temple. In 2011, it was exactly the same as happened in my life, because the property was for sale, and the first time I arrived there, after 1 minute, I have taken the decision, because I really enjoy the terroir, and as we say for the white, we have two kind of stones, volcanic and schist, but the schist are very particular because the schist are empty inside. That means you can play music with them. We say that this is phonolithic schist. And of course, we have a beautiful villa surrounding the place. We are in altitude, close to 300 meters. And we are in the contrefort of Larzac. You know, that means we have a fantastic terroir, a great climate, and we have also all vines. And this blend, it's a blend of Grenache. Grenache is a driver, and then Syrah, Mourvèdre, and a touch of Carignan. But I just want to explain to you that the first three vintages, 2011, 12, and 13, we play around the Syrah. And I like the wine, but I didn't fall in love with the wine. And for 2014, we have started to change and to move to the Grenache. Now the Grenache always represents between 50 to 60% of the blend, because I love the Grenache in this place, and because the Grenache is very mineral, very distinctive. And then, of course, the Syrah provide the aromas and the structure of the variety. And then we play with a touch of Mourvèdre. And 1 year per two, we had 5 to 10% of Carignan because of the altitude. When we have the full maturity, we had some Carignan, and when we didn't, we just play with Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvèdre. But for this vintage, you know, which is a great vintage, we have played with the four vintages, with the four grapes, sorry. Let me also explain to you the 2017 vintage. 2017 was amazing because we had an abounding rainfall during the winter. Of course, we had also a early vegetative cycle, and the problematic of 2020 is that the 26th of April we had some frost. Not everywhere, but we have lost 25% of the harvest. And then the summer season was good, but dry. That's why, you know, this is a very concentrate vintage. Let's try the tasting. You see the color is beautiful. This is still very young, deep and intense. I like the very distinctive character in the nose. You know, you can smell a combination between red and black berries, but also you can discover really the nose from the place. And because it's a great terroir, you have also a wild character. And in the mouth, you feel the texture, and the texture is coming from the volcanic soil. You know, the texture, you can feel it in the middle of your tongue here. And then, of course, you salivate at the end. That means, that's why, you know, the wine, it's elegant, mineral, and fresh. And what do you recommend with this wine, Vanessa?
We might disagree on this one because this is an area where we actually end up having a lot of sanglier, which is a wild boar. We have so many that we actually have to try to protect our vineyards from these wild boar. But some years they'll just devastate entire parcels of grapes that we have. So I would pair this wine obviously with some wild boar.
Myself, you know, I do recommend a barbecue. And because, you know, when you open the glass, you can smell now the black currant, and also I can smell the white pepper. And of course, steak au poivre for me is a great dish for this wine.
Absolutely,
Cheers.
absolutely. Cheers.
Now let's move to Chateau.
Back to Cigaalus.
Yes.
So now we will move back to Gérard's home, Cigaalus. And we have a little video to play for you. So now we are back in the heart of the Corbière at Cigaalus, Gérard's home, and where he began his adventure in organic and biodynamic winemaking. So the Cigaalus is a wine where I feel he has a lot of fun because he plays around with different grape varieties. So the varieties that he plays around with are the traditional varieties of the south of France, but also with international varieties. So it's a blend of 7 different varieties. We have the Syrah, Grenache, Carignan from the south of France. Of course, we have Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Cabernet Franc. And we also have a variety called Caladoc, and people are always interested in Caladoc because it's a little bit of an unusual variety. It's actually a crossing between Grenache Noir and Malbec that was developed in Montpellier in the 1950s. And I believe this wine adds some really rich and smooth tannins as well as some beautiful color.
I don't know yet because I didn't try, but I just want to say to you that it was amusing for me because we are in the Corbière area, but the real story is that the previous owner, you know, was very close to the president of the appellation. And in the 70s, for stupid reasons, they fight each other for problem of hunting. And of course, because he was not anymore in good relationship with the president, he started to plant international grape variety. And when I bought this estate in 1995. I followed this path, and of course, it was amusing for me to blend local grapes and international grapes. And now, of course, this wine became a signature because everybody remembers the name of the estate, Cigallus. And Cigallus also means cicades, you know, because we have a lot of cicades during the summertime. And my wife and myself, when we bought this estate, you know, we changed the name and we moved to Cigallus because it was to pay a tribute for the Mediterranean lifestyle. But now we can try it, yes? 2018 vintage, yes? This is a deep color, Vanessa.
Deep, deep ruby red.
You know, I like the intensity of the red and black fruit on the nose. But not only. You feel also the garrigue aromas?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can play with this wine and you can enjoy because the evolution with the oxygenation of the wine provide to you more and more aromas.
Absolutely. This is a wonderful wine to see how it develops over a little bit of time when the bottle is opened. From when you first open it to even half an hour later, it changes completely.
I like the quality of the tannin, and you can feel that the wine has a very important potential of aging. And this is also something a little bit new now because, of course, we have an Onotech, and here we have more than 100,000 bottles of the different estates that we keep in our aging cellar in order to sell some different vintages in the world, and also to have and to share a collection with wine lovers. Our community of wine lovers is more and more important in the world, and we want to be prepared for the next 20 years. What do you think about food and wine pairing, Vanessa, with Cigallus? We just have to double check if we have the same feeling with this wine.
Again, I feel this is very versatile, but for me, this would be, it screams meat to me. So I want to have a Côte de Bœuf.
You know, Vanessa, she is Canadian. That's why she loves Côte de Bœuf, you know. Myself, I am a local guy, and I tell you, I love the lamb with this wine. Yes, lamb with beautiful potatoes on the side, and with some thyme and rosemary during the cooking, you know, just to match perfectly with the Cigallus. I have to invite you to try my lamb.
There we are.
Sure.
You all heard it.
Let's move to the next one.
So now we're going to...
Villemajou. I have to share with you that everything starts at Villemajou. My father, Georges Bertrand, bought this place in 1967. And he lived before in Saint-André-de-Roquelongue, in a small village in the Corbière area. And, you know, he was exciting with the potential of the terroir from Corbière and this really beautiful place called Boutenac. This is a small village, and this village became an appellation 20 years later. And of course, when I started with him in 1975, my father told me, you know, Gerard, you have to make the harvest now and to spend time in a cellar. And at the end of the harvest, he said to me, Gerard, you are lucky because when you will be 50, you will have 40 years of experience. You know, and I look at him like that, and he was impossible for me to imagine that 45 years later, I will be there with you, sharing the beauty of the terroir of Villemajou. Villemajou, you know, it's in Corbière-Boutenac, as a terroir of stones. This is silex, you know, and of course, this is a blend of very old Carignan, between 80 to 120 years old Carignan, Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvèdre. And this is really the sense of place. And I have a passion for this wine. And before we start the tasting, I want to share with you also some information about 2016 vintage. You know, it was a mild winter season, and we had also an early vegetative cycle, and we had also a wet and cold spring, and we had hard and hot weather conditions during the summer, but perfect condition for harvest. That means this is a wine, I believe, with a great potential of aging. You see the color because it's a blend between local and regional grapes. It's very deep, profond, as we say in French. When you always put your nose into Villemajou, people remember because the wine and the nose is very distinctive because of the terroir itself with the stones, and you can smell also the red fruit, the black fruit, but you can also smell the garrigue. I like also the spicy taste between white and black pepper. The oaky taste arrive at the end. I take my time because the Caudalie are very long, and for me it's always an emotion and a multi-dimensional experience because it remembers me what my father said to me. My father said to me, Gerard, the wine world is 1001 detail, and if you miss one, you have a small problem, but if you miss two, you have a big problem. That's why, you know, we take care about all the detail in our team, and that's why we have now 250 people dedicated for harvest, and all year long, as I said already, we have more than 100 people dedicated for the different estates. And with this wine, you know, depending the season, during the spring or the summer season, I do recommend, you know, African dishes like tagine, like couscous, because, you know, when you eat merguez, you know, you have this spicy taste also, and the juicy of the merguez, you know, matches perfectly with this. And during the fall or the winter, I do recommend some gibier, you know, like rabbits, like also lièvre à la royale. You know, I had an aesthetic experience in Paris 20 years ago with Alain Sanderens. And he cooked for us lièvre à la royale for 20 hours. And he was diving, you know, he blew me away, you know, it was amazing to make the food and wine pairing between lièvre à la royale and Villemajou. That means, if it is cold outside, open a bottle of Villemajou and you will warm up immediately. Cheers.
Cheers.
And now let's move to the next one.
which is Chateau La Soujole.
La Soujole, Château La Soujole, we move from the south to the west of the Languedoc. We are very close to the city of Carcassonne, 15 minutes from north from the city of Carcassonne, northwest exactly. And Malepère is the name of the stones because they use the stones from this region to build the city of Carcassonne between the 11th to the 18th century. And I fell in love with this place because it was new for me. This is really the kingdom of Cabernet Franc in the south of France. And of course, we have also Merlot and some Malbec. And we have two valleys facing the west and facing the east. And we are just starting the harvest now because we always do late vintage. And we finish very often between the 25th to the 30th of October in this place. And of course, the driver is a Cabernet Franc, blended, as I said, with Merlot and Malbec. And this is a 2017 vintage. What do you think, Vanessa, about the wine?
I think it's actually quite incredible because we start to move away from the Mediterranean climate, and here as we go further west we really start to get an influence of the Atlantic, which is why the Atlantic grape varieties. And so the character of this wine is very different than a lot of our wines that are more Mediterranean. You lose the garrigue and you start getting other aromas and other flavors, a different profile completely.
Yeah, the color, is between ruby and purple, and I like the taste of blackcurrant, but I also smell the chocolate. And I know that you love chocolate, yes? And it's a challenge for me, because as you know, the benchmark of Cabernet Sauvignon, but Cabernet Franc, in the world is Bordeaux. And I want to say that we had in this wine the Mediterranean character. That's why, 9 years per 10, the Cabernet Franc go until the phenolic maturity. And the wine has been aged traditionally for 12 months in oak French barrels.
When you mention chocolate, it makes me want to taste this wine with a Mexican mole, a chocolate mole.
Food and wine pairing with this wine. Vanessa, let me start first. When you live in Montclar, in this small village close by Carcassonne, you doesn't have any other choice that recommend this wine with a cassoulet. And of course, you know that the cassoulet is a great dish for fall and winter, but our chef, Laurent Chabert, also like to play with the cassoulet during spring and summer season, but he changed the recipe of the cassoulet to have a cassoulet lighter. But all honestly, if you come in the south of France, let's try and make the food and wine pairing between cassoulet and this beautiful wine. Otherwise, if you are elsewhere in the world, of course, with duck, I do recommend with duck. And sometimes also if you have the Chinese preparation. I love the Chinese duck, and the taste of the skin, and
crispy.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
What do we do now?
Now we are moving on to Château L'Hospitalet.
We are back. We are back home. This is where I spend more time than Sigalus when I do not travel. I like to share my passion for L'Hospitalet because Château L'Hospitalet changed my life. I received a call from the previous owner, Mr. Ribourel, in 2001, and he said to me, you know, Gerard, it was on Saturday, I was at the restaurant with my family, and he said, I want to see you. When? Immediately. I didn't know why. I arrived there, and he proposed to me to buy the place. Even if my most beautiful dream, I never dream of that, because he was an iconic estate from the south of France, and because he was more than an estate. He had already at this time a restaurant, an hotel, some craft shops, and 1,000 hectares of garrigue, you know. And for me, it was a big battle because I have to convince my bank to follow me, and you know. And when you sign a check more important than your turnover, I tell you, you're deep in the water, but you go very deep in the water. And then, of course, I didn't sleep for more or less 6 months, but I survived. And that changed my life because this is more than an estate. This is a destination winery. And this is where we like to make a lot of food and wine pairing with the chef, to create very distinctive events like the Jazz Festival in the summertime, also to have a Harvest Festival 2 weeks ago, and then we celebrate the pruning and the truffle the first weekend of December. Every single day is a chance in this place. And of course, the most important reason why I have taken the decision to jump in the water was because of the terroir. You know, La Clappe was an island at the 3rd century. Narbonne was the second port of the Mediterranean after Rome. And Narbonne during this time was also the capital of France. It was not France yet, but it was, you know, La Gaule. And of course, we have a very distinctive terroir and also wonderful biodiversity. We are in the Parc Naturel of Narbonne, and this park is 6,000 hectares. That means we have very distinctive fauna and flora. We have some orchids unique in the world. And this place opened my heart. And as soon as I bought this place, we start to experiment biodynamic farming. Because of course, when you walk here through the vineyard and also in the garrigue, you understand that the creation is stronger than us. You can see also the beauty of the ocean, and you feel great. And to come back to the red, Vanessa, this is a blend of Syrah, Grenache, and Mourvèdre. And as I said, the terroir is very distinctive. You see the color. This is still a baby. This is a new release, 2018 vintage. And remember that 2017 has been elected Best Red in the world by International Wine Challenge in London. And we got also the gold medal in 2018, and with a fantastic rating. I am very proud about this wine, and I want to share with you my emotion. Of course, the nose is unique too, very distinctive. You have blackberry, black currant, some also wild character, some pepper notes, very important intensity, and you have also, at the end of the nose, you have also some smoky taste. As we say in France, l'art fumé.
The aromatics are incredible on this wine. To me, it's very much a sense of place. When I taste this wine, when I'm far away from Château L'Hospitalet, every time I taste this wine, I feel like I'm back home.
You reconnect.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know, in the mouth also, it's an explosion of fruit. And the most important thing is that at the end, you keep the freshness. And of course, this is a full body red, but it's not fat. You know, it's vertical. That's why, you know, the terroir and the biodynamic principle helps. And also, as we are close to the sea, we have a wind coming from the Mediterranean sometime during the harvest. And this is perfect for Mourvèdre. Because even if we use only between 10 to 20% of Mourvèdre, the Mourvèdre close by the Mediterranean is phenomenal. What do you recommend, Vanessa?
There's so much going on in this wine. It's, I would love to play on the garrigue and the herbal character of this wine. So something with thyme, obviously some protein. It's got a lot of these beautiful, rich and ripe tannins.
You know, I do recommend the beef from Aubrac. Aubrac is a race of beef, you know, 200 kilometers from here, and the chef Laurent Chabert likes to prepare the beef and to mature it 28 days, a full lunar cycle before cooking. And for me, with beef from Aubrac, just some pepper, some salt coming from mountain, because this is what I do recommend with the beef. And we have a beautiful mountain salt in the region. This is a perfect dish.
It's beautiful.
Cheers. And now, last but not least, let's move to the Clos d'Orat.
En me promenant ici, en 1997, je suis tombé sous le charme de la magie et de la beauté de ce lieu, et j'ai tout de suite eu l'inspiration de créer un vin unique. La force de la nature ramène à l'humilité dans la trilogie de la vigne, de l'olivier et du chêne. Au vieux Carignan et Grenache, il suffisait d'ajouter de la Syrah et du Mourvèdre afin de réaliser un assemblage typiquement du sud de la France.
Il fallait donc donner une âme à ce lieu et nous avons pris la décision de rénover cette ancienne bergerie et de l'appeler Clos d'Orat, qui symbolise le lien entre l'alpha et l'oméga, l'infiniment grand et l'infiniment petit, le microcosme et le macrocosme. Notre engagement pour la biodiversité et le respect des générations futures nous a permis d'aller plus loin que la culture en biodynamie en rajoutant l'intervention du cheval et du mulet, et donc en évitant toute traction mécanique, ce qui favorise avec ce sol d'une grande souplesse la connexion entre les forces telluriques et les forces cosmiques. Le vin est un breuvage multidimensionnel. Il peut parfois être porteur d'un message. Celui du Clos d'Orat est paix, amour, harmonie.
This is a place I discovered in 1997, because when I bought Château La Ville-Berthoud in Minervois-la-Lévinière, I discovered this plot of very old Carignan and very old Syrah, and in the middle we had also some Garrigue with a destroyed cheap farm. And sometimes people say Gerard very often take quick decision, but for this estate I wait for 17 years. First of all, I have taken the decision to replant the Garrigue in 2000 and had some Grenache and Mourvèdre in order to have the 4 main grapes varieties of the Languedoc, and which just represent also the spirit of La Lévinière. And then I wait for 12 years, and then in 2012 we start with the first harvest. In between, we have taken the decision to rebuild the whole chips house and to create a cellar, and above the cellar a meditation place, meditation room. We are here above a geologic fault. That's why, you know, we are also in a contact zone between limestone and clay. And this place, it's really unique. That's why this place inspired me, and it was important for me to create an iconic red wine from the south of France. And my friend Michel Béthane say this is a Grand Cru from the Languedoc. But the idea was to make a multi-dimensional red, and which delivers a message of peace, love, and harmony. The peace is very important, especially during this time. And of course, the love is the love of the creation, because in this place, we are in the middle of nowhere, and we can feel also the harmony of the nature. And remember that the nature is stronger than us, because we are there only for 200,000 years as the Homo sapiens. And of course, we have to respect the nature. That's why also in this state, we work only with mule and horses. We don't use any more tractors. That's why our carbon footprint is great. But for me, the taste and the revelation start in 2012, because I have taken the decision to make this kind of blend with more or less 60 to 65% of Syrah, 15 to 20% of Grenache, and then Mourvèdre and a touch of Carignan. You see the color is deep. We use a special glass for this wine. This is a 2017 vintage, and as I said already, it was an amazing vintage, low yields, and a great concentration. This is a wine you can drink in the next 40 years. The nose is a little bit smoky. I can smell also some menthol. The notes are intense. I like also the cherries, like the kirsch. Of course, the wine is full body. This is still a baby, but you know, if you open the wine one or 2 hours before, you can drink it now. But I do recommend to, because you open the bottle, that means you have to imagine tonight what you will be able to share with some friends. But for me, you know, I like to drink this wine now, but I like to make a vertical tasting from 2012 to 2017 and very soon 2018. What do you recommend, Vanessa, with this wine?
What do you recommend with this wine?
you give me the ball like a rugby
Exactly.
player, yes? You know, with this wine, of course, we stay with protein and we stay with beef, but not only. With this wine, you know, you need to have a beef with mushrooms. And I like now, this is a perfect timing for that, you know, what we call in France, cèpe. I don't know how you say that in English, but this is a beautiful, beautiful mushroom, and the chef like to prepare that with a sauce, you know, and he matches very well now in the fall season. And I hope that you enjoy the tasting, and I know that maybe some of you have some questions.
Absolutely. So we have 3 questions. One from Elizabeth Gabet. So the question is, Gérard, are the red wines released when you think they are ready for drinking or when the last vintage is sold out?
This is a good question. We do both. That means, of course, when we are sold out, we need to move to the new vintage, especially because we sell wine in 175 countries. But also, for all the estate wine we keep in our own cellar, 15 to 20%, depending the vintage of the wine. That means now, if you want to buy Clos-d'Orat 2014, you can still buy it. You know, that means we have a collection and a library collection, and for very distinctive demand, you can buy it, and also you can buy now online, because we have our new website, and we are doing now a wine fair in order to promote also various vintages.
Okay, from Lucy Shaw, I would like to ask, what are your impressions and expectations of the 2020 harvest?
Lucy, for the red wine, I still have to look at the crystal ball, because we still have 2 weeks before finishing the harvest. But we can say that for weather condition, you know, it was a good summer, not too hot. We never go up until 35 degrees. We stay between 25 to 32, 33. That means we save aromas. And also we had some rain at the end of August. That means it was very good for the white and the rosé, because we had the perfect balance and we had enough juice. I mean, this is a juicy year. And for red, we are less in advance than the white and the rosé. That means we still have to wait, but we have already picked up the Syrah and the Grenache, and it tastes very well. But you know, in the company, we make the difference between good, very good, excellent, and exceptional. And I think 2020 will play between very good and excellent. For example, 2018 was exceptional.
And from Tim Jackson, Clos du Temple packaging is very distinctive. Is it purely aesthetic and marketing, or is there a practical element?
Yeah, that's an amusing question. Of course, we have built the wine like a temple. And as we explained during the video, we have designed ourselves in the company the bottle. It took us 18 months. And we use the golden ratio. That means this is also each individual bottle, it's a temple also. And I believe that the shape of the bottle is interesting for develop interesting aromas when you taste the wine and so on. That means it's like a glass. You know, when you have the perfect glass for the wine, you can enjoy the wine with more intensity and more complexity and open the wine and so on. And of course, we use also the blue color, which symbolizes the cosmos, and the gold, which symbolizes the light, because this is a rosé of light. And at the end also, we have designed we've put the wave, symbolizing the terroir and the two mountains of the Clos du Temple.
I have one last question before
Okay.
we leave everyone. It's a two-part question from Mariette Tiedman. Gérard, do you follow Maria Thune's calendar always for the harvest? And the second part, do you have a goal for which year all of your 16 estates and domains will be certified biodynamic?
Okay, for the first question, we follow the Maria Thune calendar all year long, but during the harvest, it doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, we cannot pick up the grape 3-4 days a month. That means we follow that, and the most important part is for the treatment. You know, when we spray the dynamized water with some ingredients like chamomile, like orchidea and so on, this is important. But otherwise, during the harvest, we just take the grapes, we take the pips, and when we decide that the maturity is there, we pick up the grapes. And concerning the biodynamic certification, all the estates are certified Demeter or in conversion to Demeter. That means we have done more than 60% of the Demeter certification for the estates, and 40 of them, more or less, we are still in progress. That means we are not at the 4 years, but we are between 2 to 3 years. That means all the wines that you have drunk tonight are already managed with biodynamic program. You know, I was, myself and Vanessa, we were very happy to share with you this masterclass and to propose to you this ultimate French wine experience. We cannot wait to see you soon in your different countries. Enjoy the wine tonight and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers.